morning, class. This is Aaron Nichols, EDU652. Today we will be creating and implementing an absorb type activity. Our objective statement reads, using the attached PowerPoint presentation and the Air Force portal as reference, explain and describe all key points in Air Force customs and courtesies with 90% accuracy. To break our objective down even further, the objective statement states that you will be able to use this PowerPoint that you're seeing right now on the screen and anything that can be linked to via the Air Force portal. And once you have access to those tools, you will be required in quiz form to explain and describe all key points in regards to Air Force customs and courtesies with 90% accuracy, which means you'll have to get 9 out of 10 correct. The overview today will be touching on saluting officers, hands in our pockets, cell phone use while walking, blousing our pants, and finally portal access. First things first, saluting officers. We all understand that we learned in basic training that we're required to salute all the officers appointed over us. As you can see, the rank structure and respective responsibilities. That just means that we all know the rank structure, or else we wouldn't have graduated basic training, and that any officer, if you are enlisted and watching this, you are required to salute any officer. Any other officer, for your information, is required to salute any officer that outranks him or her. So, for example, a lieutenant would have to salute a captain if they're walking by, and so on, etc. And the way to recognize an officer is by looking at the lapel on their shirt, as opposed to enlisted members who have their ranks on their biceps on the side of their arms. All officers will have their ranks on their lapels, and outside, when they're wearing their hats, they'll have their rank on their middle and the front of their hat. One of the main things to remember about saluting officers is the image you present to anyone that is not in the Air Force and sees you saluting an officer. They think about this camaraderie and image of the Air Force and how it looks to them. So it's important to remember that you're required to do this in accordance with Air Force regulations, and it also looks good to everyone around you. Paying respects to those appointed over us, aka the oath of enlistment. Whenever you were sworn into the Air Force, you took upon yourself to pay all required respects to those appointed over us, and this saluting an officer is one of them. We've had a lot of problems with people going around not recognizing an officer, crossing their path without saluting them, and this is basically one of the reasons why we are having this training. So if there's no more questions about saluting officers, we'll move on to hands in pockets. So, hands in our pockets. We all know, in accordance with 362903, that do not stand or walk with hands in pockets except to insert or remove an item. That means do not keep your hands there too long. Get what you got to get out of your pocket and pull it back out. Same rule goes for jackets. Exceptions to the rule are, as that reg states, and you might be able to assume that you are allowed to sit down and put your hands in your pockets. Don't abuse the privilege, and always try to present a professional military image. Gloves are the answer to the problem of having cold hands. Why anyone would want to put their hands in their pockets. So you can use gloves to solve the problem of having cold hands. Moving on to cell phone use while walking. So we've had a big problem with people walking around on unprofessional phone calls while in uniform. That cannot happen. Basically, do not walk and talk on your electronic device unless it is an emergency. We'll get to that. Earpieces such as Bluetooth devices, we've seen all different types of them, are also illegal to wear in uniform while walking. You can go to your car and use these devices, but emergency situations, as I mentioned earlier, they constitute any life emergency that happens, and just use your best judgment. We're all been in the Air Force for at least 4 years, so you know what constitutes an emergency. Proper way to conduct business, as I stated earlier, go to your office, go to your car, use your cell phones there. If you have to get a call, or if you're getting a call or a text message, don't continue walking. If you're en route somewhere walking, stop where you're at. You can answer the phone and talk right there while you're outside, no problem. Just don't continue walking. That also constitutes a professional military image. The powers appointed over us decided that it is not in the best interest of the Air Force to walk and talk on our cell phones. Blousing our ABU uniform pants. Ensure all uniform pants are tied or bloused above the boot line. That means don't have them bloused underneath your laces, down at your ankles, so it looks like you're wearing low-top boots. Different types of blousing straps. At the clothing sales store, on any Air Force base, you can buy the Velcro straps or the twisted elastic straps with the metal hooks on the end. If you have any questions after this about what exactly the examples look like, please feel free to get with me and I can show you. You are authorized to wear weighted straps at your ankle line inside of your blouse. So that presents the professional image, some think, of the bottom of your pants being weighted down and just looks a little tighter to some people. Better. As far as portal access, for completing this quiz, the link, as you all have it on your main login into the Air Force computer systems, is www.my.af.mil. And hopefully you already know that you will need your CAT card to get into the website. And you're allowed to search via the portal any website that you think can help answer any of the quiz questions. So in summary, we covered saluting officers, which includes any officers appointed over us, officers to officers saluting, and how it presents a professional military image. Hands in our pockets. Keep them out of your pockets unless you're grabbing something like your car keys for extended periods of time. There are exceptions like sitting. We all know that, but don't abuse the privilege. Cell phone use while walking. Stop and talk on your cell phone, or go to your car or office and use it. And those are the only places you're allowed to use any electronic device like a Bluetooth headset. Blousing your pants, keep them above the boot line, not down at your ankles like low-top boots. And I gave you the link to the portal. If you have any questions, please feel free to get with me after the quiz. Thank you. Have a nice day.